Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it's time for another daily dose of dismal Disney. We're going to talk about how things are looking pretty dismal for Disney. We're going to talk about Disney getting trolled at Universal. And then we're going to talk about Universal unveiling Dark Universe, which looks freaking amazing.
Yeah, I told you they were going to have an unveiling of that today.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this. It looks really, really good, and we're going to show you some video. We're going to react to their announcement video. But first, we're going to talk about this ad on the board at the queue for Men in Black Alien Attack.
Mm-hmm. So in the queue, they have several different like glass cases that are supposed to be like, you know, information for people who work at the headquarters, and they've included the menu, which is right behind it. And somebody added this to one of those.
Yeah. So if you're listening to the audio version, it says for sale, Galactic Star Cruiser Halcyon, low mileage.
Low miles, yeah.
See Agent B.
Agent B, is that Bob?
Oh my God, it must be Bob Iger, yeah.
Yeah, low miles because it closed so early.
Yeah, it closed after like a year and a half. So let's talk about this because, you know, Disney's spending money in all the wrong places. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Now, I don't know if it feels to me that I've seen this before or other people talked about this before. I can't verify because I have not been to Universal since they closed the Galactic Star Cruiser. And honestly, I don't spend a lot of time even in the queue looking at this stuff because usually Men in Black you get through pretty quick.
Well, yeah. And here's the thing. Some people think it's hilarious. Some people think they're mad about it. I think it's funny as heck. And this is not the first time that Universal has done this. Universal, I think they had on one of the other Jurassic rides, one of the like the dead people had like ears on, mouse ears on them. And then I know back after when the pandemic was going on, like 2021, the one donkey actor, there were some Disney cast members that were there talking to him and said they worked at Disney, and he had like a little thing about, well, you know, you should come over here because at least we don't, you know, treat our people like crap and stuff like that. And it was really, really funny. And their Twitter, they're constantly trolling Disney on Twitter.
Oh yeah,
constantly. It's funny as heck.
It's so weird because they're I mean, obviously they're watching to see how the public reacts to Disney. And they're dropping Dark Universe just as people are looking at Tiana's Bayou adventure, and they're looking at Epcot, and they're like, man, this is damn disappointing. And Universal's like, yeah, we're gonna troll you for the Galactic Star Cruiser. I mean, geez, how many actual rides could you have built with the money they spent on that Star Cruiser Hotel? Mm-hmm. Actual rides, good rides. Instead, they cut corners on Epcot. They cut corners on Tiana's.
I'm sorry. People are like, nah. Like even the flipping, you know, magic pass, the shots, you know, with the photo pass shots you can get at the end. People are not even showing up in the boats. Like they're showing up behind the boats, and the camera's not even working right.
Yeah, Agent Bob Iger. Yeah,
that's what I think it is. Agent B is Agent Bob Iger.
Yeah, this is crazy. I think this is fan-freaking-tastic. So let's talk about Dark Universe because this is the one thing I was really looking forward to because you know, I've been lamenting the lack of imagination and Imagineering. Like Disney Imagineers are not allowed to create unique park experiences anymore. Everything has to be based on a movie. And over at Epic Universe, you know, they're actually going to have a couple lands that are basically just created for the theme park, uniquely for the theme park. And one of them is Dark Universe, which is Universal Monsters, but it's a different spin on Universal Monsters.
It is.
And it looks freaking awesome.
It does.
So yeah, this is the first time you've seen the video?
I haven't seen this, but I've been watching the building and I've seen some of the pictures, you know, the concept art for it.
Okay, so we're going to react. This video is only about 6 minutes long. We're going to react to it. I watched it earlier today and I was like, oh my God, this is for me. This is like Halloween Horror Nights, but like all year round. So hang on. We're going to put our headphones on.
Universal Epic Universe
Here we
is
go.
the next theme park for Universal Orlando Resort and will feature 5 astounding worlds that go beyond.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, look at this. This is just phase 1, right? They've got all this extra land around here.
It's phase 1, and they started out with 700 acres, and now they've upped it to 1,300 that are earmarked for Epic Universe. I'm not sure what that means, what they're going to do with it. But the rumor was there are going to be at least 2 phases of this. This is phase 1. Phase 2 has had rumored things like Pokemon or Luigi's Mansion or different things in it. It's all rumor, though.
So we're getting more Harry Potter.
Yes.
We're getting Dark Universe, which we're going to take a look at. we're getting Super Nintendo. We're getting Burke, which looks amazing. I think we reacted to that one too. And then we're getting Celestial Park, which is another area that's unique to the theme park. And that's what I love. That's what I loved about Disney and Epcot and Animal Kingdom, is that they had these lands that were unique to the theme park. And Disney doesn't do that anymore. And it's disappointing. So let's look at this.
And anything you've ever experienced before. In Dark Universe, you'll enter a foreboding world of unearthly legends and monstrous
Look at this.
That's amazing.
To me, just nothing is more universal than the Universal monsters.
The legacy of Universal monsters is over 100 years old.
Look at all that diversity. Just saying.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of women working on these projects.
Yes.
And they're not making it as a talking point.
No, they're not. They're a bunch
like, look at this awesome. Look what we did.
Yeah, but this looks cool because they're modernizing it, but it's not like what I was worried about is they're like, oh, we're going to make it Universal monsters for modern, diverse audiences. It's like, no, they're bringing them into the 21st century.
Because diverse audiences like them in general.
Yeah, I know, right?
Into the Dark Universe and being able to be in a world in which those monsters are real is something that I have been looking forward to since I started with Epic Universe.
We made a place for the monster lovers. We made a place for the thrill seekers. In a way, this project I've been waiting for my whole life.
Look at this.
It's really cool.
The theming on this. Now,
that's the entry portal, just FYI.
That's just the entrance. Just the entrance looks like it costs more than all of Communicore Hall. I'm just saying, that's one land. Like Disney is going to have to, they're going to have to make some serious announcements at D23. But even then, like, it takes them forever to do anything. It's going to take them 10, 15 years to put a park together.
Now, to be fair, when you probably visit Universal Orlando's Epic Universe and you go to Dark Universe, the sky will not be that dark unless you go at nighttime.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be cool if it was?
It would be cool if it was a stormy. It was a dark and stormy day.
Yeah, when a hurricane's coming, this is the effect you get. Yeah, I would go at night for sure.
As our guests approach the portal,
look at that. It just looks really cool.
There's a spire that's crackling with electricity. This is how the dark energy is gathered.
And we're going to see the electricity pulsating through the land and connecting at the top.
Oh, see, that's cool. So you're going to be able to follow the electricity. That's neat.
So this is kind of like they're trying to hit both Haunted Mansion and Pandora, because Pandora is something you want to watch, go to at night and see all the lights and stuff. But this, the electricity is like surging through the entire land.
That's going to be really cool.
A new world of gods and monsters.
God, look at this.
Now, this one mostly is more like the thrill ride. I think there's 2 coasters involved.
Yeah, the ones that more of a dark ride, I'm thinking it's going to be like Gringotts, kind of. But yeah.
The Windmill's on Fire.
The Windmill's on Fire, which I thought was freaking cool. Yeah, going back to Frankenstein.
Universe is inspired by all the Universal monster films. In our world, all the Universal monster stories have happened. And Darkmoor is the result of that. It's the consequence.
Okay, so over at Galaxy's Edge, where it's called Batuu, this is Dark Universe, but it's called Darkmoor.
Yeah, but this is way cooler. This actually looks like, to me, this looks like walking into a Castlevania video game, is what it looks like.
Well, you're very excited, I could tell.
And I'm like, yes, Castlevania is one of my favorite series of all time.
It's true.
So I'm like, Halloween Horror Nights is my favorite theme park anything.
It's true.
So I'm looking at this, I'm like, hell yeah. I would go there and Nintendo Mario, that's cool. I think I probably would spend most of my time here.
Of Dark Universe tells a story. You can believe that monsters are real and it's all happening right here.
There are layers of intenseness, of scariness in Dark.
Okay, so let's stop there. Layers of scariness. Why can't we have Dr. Facilier on the Tiana ride?
Because of voodoo.
Because of voodoo, but that's okay. We're going to have all these hellish monsters and whatever. And that's cool. Universal's not afraid to do that. This is what people want.
Why can't we have a Yeti that works?
Why can't we have a Yeti that works? I hope this werewolf doesn't go the way of the Yeti, though.
No, I hope so too.
Dark Universe.
We kind of toe that line of being family friendly, but we can also be PG-13.
Thank you. You can do both. Like that's kind of what the Haunted Mansion. I mean, the Haunted
I just want
Mansion.
to go here at night. That's all I want to do.
Yes. They get
Roaming
it.
the land, we have some
Disney doesn't
monsters
get
that
it
kind of
anymore.
Move around, and then some other characters that help connect you to these stories. You can actually have yourself made up to look like a monster, and then
So the bibbity bobbity boo.
Okay, so this isn't new. They were offering this earlier this year for a limited time. They had it, I forget where was that off the top of my head, but they had a monster makeup thing. They did it for a couple months, I want to say. It was probably like, just a test for this. And they had different ones you could pick from. And I forget how much it cost. I want to say like 45. It ran just from end of January to April. It was only a couple months. And they said there were 2 packages you could choose from. There was a full face transformation, was $125, or the half face mid transformation. So you're like mid, $65. And they had it, I want to say Universal Studios.
Yeah,
it was it was in Universal Studios. They were at the 5 and Dime, and they had this offering for a couple months, and it was monster makeup. So they would have been probably practicing it or trying stuff out, ahead of here.
Well, so this is all I've wanted. Like, I guess they're going to do something in Vegas with like a year-round Halloween Horror Nights. Like, seriously, if you did just like a horror land, if they would do like even next to this, put like, I don't know, like a Blumhouse land or something, I would be ecstatic. I'd be like, yeah, this is what I want. But they're right. Like, you can be scary. You can be PG-13. Kids like a thrill.
Well, if your kids don't want to go to that, it's fine. They can just hang out
Nintendo.
in Nintendo or, Burke or any other places that are definitely open for everyone.
and go out into a monster world.
Do Steakhouse is a restaurant that's operated by
Do
the familiars
Steakhouse.
of vampires.
It's
That's
centered
funny.
around the story.
We get to eat people. That'd be cool.
Do you get to steak vampires?
Army Hammer would approve.
No, I guess he said that wasn't true. And he took a lot of crap for it.
Army Hammer's Steakhouse.
Of Dracula and vampires themselves.
As you enter as a guest, you're going to get fed, and you might be scoped out by vampires.
Okay, I kind of want to go there, though.
Okay, isn't that cool? Like, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is going to attract people to this park that are just into horror and just into the goth stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a more like adult experience. And you don't have to be familiar necessarily with the movies to enjoy this.
I think if you were, I was a team member, I'd want to work here.
Yeah,
like in this
yeah.
park. This would be a place to work. I mean, I think Nintendo would be great too. But this to me would be the place. You get to go pretend to be a vampire for all day and get paid for it. Okay. You have to put up with the screaming shits, but
Yeah. Well, you might get the screaming shits if the steak is undercooked or something. Chicken's undercooked. Well, true story. I think I mentioned it in videos before, but like one of my first jobs, I was actually the Nintendo sales boy at a KB Toys. And it's my job to entice the children to buy the Super Nintendo
Yeah,
over
you
the
better
Sega
finish
Genesis.
that. But don't think you just stop it and entice the children.
But I gave out little Mario and Yoshi stickers and whatever. But then I go home and play my Sega because I was into Sega more than it was Nintendo. I'm just saying.
We will have steaks on steaks.
Steaks. She said they have a steak on steaks. I'm thinking, is this like that one run fair we went to?
Oh, I don't know. I hope not, because
Where it was
those were
like the-
nasty.
The room temperature steak 'em on a
And it
kebab.
wasn't seasoned at all. It was
That wasn't
bleh.
seasoned at all.
And then they wanted like a ridiculous amount of money for it. It was so gross.
We're creating entertainment for families, and we're creating entertainment for those who
Oh,
want to
that's
conquer
cool.
their fears.
Okay, let's do the rides now.
This is what
Curse
I
of the
want to
Werewolf
see.
follows
Yeah.
the same story arc as our classic film, The Wolfman.
It takes place in an area that's really
Oh, this is cool though.
It is cool.
Like seriously, like if I were gonna build my own theme park, this is probably where I'd go with it.
You're very
taken
excited.
over
I am
and
very excited.
inhabited by our mystics.
And you see here the new Maleva. And Maleva gives you bad news that you bear the curse of the werewolf.
Uh-oh.
You're immediately put in a wagon and sent out into the woods. This is an incredibly thrilling.
See, this is
family-friendly-
something I'd like. Well, he said it's family friendly, so you might be able to ride it.
I can't. So here's the thing. I can't do like massive drops. They literally hurt me. Like my stomach hurts. I can't do it. I've never been able to do it. Dramamine doesn't even help. It's just like, I cannot do drops, like big drops.
I'm the opposite. I'll do it. But
Yeah,
you
she'll
won't.
do it. You can't spin. You can spin.
I can't spin a lot. I can't because I had vertigo like 3 or 4, well, probably 3 times now. And so because of it, sometimes it makes me too dizzy. But like this kind of stuff, I'll totally do.
Spinning coaster.
It's absolutely.
Oh, it's like Guardians.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And I
can't
did
wait.
Guardians fine, so.
There we go.
Windmill
This is what I'm
a
talking about.
classic part of Universal Monster lore. And so when we created the Dark Universe, we knew that we had to create a burning windmill.
There's the windmill right in front of you, and suddenly it bursts into flames.
This is going to be
Kinda
like the dragon.
The dragon, yeah.
Inside the burning blade is a wonderful little
tavern.
And this is the place.
Oh my God. So now we're talking D&D. We're talking, well, good D&D. I freaking love this.
Do we have a coffee shop play?
Oh, okay. No, there's no coffee shop. There's a burning windmill, and there's a freaking werewolf head on the. Yeah, I'm sold.
But if it's a werewolf head, wouldn't that imply it was a person?
I don't care. They're werewolves. They're people too. Don't be a racist.
Place where the hounds hang out. The hounds are the monster hunters. You'll hear some tales.
Oh man,
and their trophies are scattered about.
I want to be a monster hunter.
I don't. I don't like hurting things.
So this is the one that I was like, what's in this building? Because it looks better than the Haunted Mansion.
I already know what's in the building, but it's okay.
Monsters Unchained is going to be the most amazing monster ride ever built.
Very excited.
We've never opened these doors to Frankenstein Manor.
The thrills of the attraction, the chance to meet all of our classic monsters.
Now, I hope it's better than Halloween Horror Nights. I was very disappointed. They had the Universal Monster House a couple of years ago, and it was just like the Mummy, but with a couple of vampires running around.
Yeah.
I was just like, I hope to God you do this right. You know, it looks like they're going to do it right.
In a new and exciting way.
Inside Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein
This is the
experiment,
one I
you're
wanna
going
see.
to see things that defy what you know of as a theme park attraction.
Oh, that I like.
Yeah, this looks very Haunted Mansion.
It's going to defy what you know of what looks like a theme park attraction.
What you know of as a theme park.
Oh, it's got like ghosts and paintings.
You
I
had
wonder
me
if
at
this.
defy theme park attraction.
I wonder if this is their version of the Haunted Mansion, but like a more adult Haunted Mansion.
It's a lot scarier than that. I mean, it's a coaster.
Okay, but is it cool?
We'll find out.
Park attraction.
There's a new resident in Manor, and her name's Victoria Frankenstein.
Victoria Frankenstein.
Okay, this is where people were getting hung up on. They're like, oh my God, they made Frankenstein a woman.
Is the great-great-granddaughter of
Yeah.
Henry
Great,
Frankenstein.
great.
You don't know if Dr. Victoria is good or bad, but she does want to bring good to the name Frankenstein again.
Oh God, I wish they would have just made this Castlevania the ride.
Well, they don't have the rights yet.
Well,
but
they
give
could
it
get
time.
it. They could get it easy because, like, apparently Konami is just like pimping out Castlevania to anybody who wants it now.
Well,
Like,
they're going with what they
everybody's got
own, okay?
Because this looks like Castlevania.
Well, let's see what it is.
Every night inside the manor, Victoria is conducting these experiments.
You're going to see that she's captured all of the Universal monsters
Oh, that's
and wanting
cool.
to control them. Dracula's got other plans.
Monsters Unchained has the most technologically advanced animated figures that have ever.
Wait, those are.
I don't know if that's actually from it, is it?
Is it?
Or that's just like an animation of what it's going to look like.
Monsters Unchained has the most technologically advanced animated figures
That looks
that
like
have ever been.
That just looks like they just generated it. It's supposed to look similar, you know.
No,
kind of thing.
that looks like it's
They
actual
are
animatronic.
visceral, they are powerful, they are intense.
I'm very
Will they
excited.
work? Will they break down on day one?
Yeah, that's true. That's valid.
Technology we are using is cutting edge.
We literally.
That looks like CGI.
I hope it's not all screens.
That's screens.
I could
I hope it's not all
possibly think
screens.
of. And then we realized we needed to invent new technology. Imagine what could happen in a Monsters ride when there's a sense of touch. You'll literally be able to feel characters breathing.
You want to
Oh.
ride this ride as almost a badge of honor that I can do one of the scariest rides that we've.
This is like Alien Encounter
Yeah.
that used to be at Magic Kingdom. So Alien Encounter used to be at the Magic Kingdom, and what that was, it was where Stitch was, and it was like intense. It was, you're in a theater and around. This one sounds a lot more involved, which is cool. But when the alien would break out of the containment unit, you'd feel stuff move past your legs. You'd feel breathing by your ear. You could hear bones crunching. It was at Magic Kingdom, and it would freak the heck out of people. And we saw some people take their kids in, and we're like, "Do not take your kids in this," and they were freaking out. But this one sounds like that, but on steroids.
Oh, they I remember we rode Dinosaur one time, and there was a little kid, was like 4 years old, and I love Dinosaur, so cheesy. I love Dinosaur. And the dad's like, oh, it's like Barney. It's just they're good dinos.
yeah.
It's okay. I'm like, and he's on the side with the Carnosaur, and it just like comes out, and I'm like, yeah, okay, liar, Dad, you're a liar.
Created.
This sounds awesome. From my understanding, it's a coaster, but I could be wrong.
We've created some of the most
Everything's a
amazing
coaster now.
attractions of all time, and we're raising the bar again.
I think this universe is going to make the next generation fall in love with the monsters.
Just before after he kills her.
To me, Dark Universe is about acceptance.
Yeah, right.
That's what I was thinking. Is like, wait, you know what happens to the kid, right?
They're the ones that are looking for a connection. Dark Universe is for everybody. It's a place where these iconic stories and characters come to life.
I just want to go.
For the first
This
time
is
ever,
awesome.
you
I just
are
want to
part
go
of
see it.
It's the place.
So yeah, so you can even see the excitement with these Imagineers, and I call them Imagineers, whatever. They're engineer. What do they call them at Universal?
I don't even know.
Or Universaliers? I don't know what they call them. But you can see the excitement. You look at the comparable videos with Disney, and they're just like, well, we want everybody to feel included and diverse and represented, and yes, and it's magical, and it's not too scary. And, you know, we've got new stories to tell that aren't too scary or too offensive.
I know, it's basically how it is.
Bland. Disney's just a bunch of bland shit now. And this is going to eat their lunch for sure. But I think it's hilarious about this Star Cruiser. How many cool ass rides could they have built with that money?
know.
I mean, I'm just saying. More people need fired over there. We're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.